Hey everyone, James Reeves, TFBTV. You guys recognize my good friend Kirk, my handsome good friend Kirk, as I like to say. We are here at the factory for Aero, just outside of Tacoma, Washington. The new factory is a great place, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
No, thanks for having us. Like that. This is awesome. And we have here a one-off, in fact, serial number MG00001 M5 from Aero. And this is a very special rifle that we're doing a video about. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a one of a kind, essentially, rifle we did for, it was actually a SOCOM solicitation for the MRGG, for anyone who's familiar with that, which is a mid-range gas gun. Mm-hmm. Basically, kind of what the solicitation called for was they wanted 6.5 Creedmoor, they wanted I think it was 2 variants. They wanted like a sniper variant, a general purpose like battle rifle variant, to kind of field and test and kind of see where I don't know what the full intentions of it were. But initially we were involved in it. We ended up pulling out of it, but this was kind of where we landed. It was kind of a fun challenge for us because we had to engineer. One of the requirements was that it was ambidextrous. So that's one of the really cool things about it. The other really cool thing about it is it's a large frame full auto. Right. Which when people hear full auto 6.5 Creedmoor, they're like, what?
Yeah. You know? I mean, honestly, I think this is the first time I've ever handled a full auto 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah. So it always, it's a crowd pleaser for that reason.
100%.
Alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a kind of a cool opportunity to kind of stretch it and do something kind of that people wouldn't have thought of otherwise. People hear full auto 6.5 Creedmoor and they go, that's ridiculous. That's like a precision rifle round. And then we're slamming it into basically a battle rifle with full auto.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Yeah. I wish you would sell these. I mean, of course, I wish they could be full auto too. But but even like a semi-auto variant would be really neat. Take me front to back here. What do we got?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the ambi lower. That's kind of the super unique piece about it. The full auto, obviously, too. It's an M5 E1 upper receiver, so it has the integral mounting for the handguard to the upper receiver. We ended up going with a proof barrel on it, actually, just for weight savings, because there was a weight requirement, and these big ARs can get pretty heavy. They had specific callouts for the furniture as well, so we got the B5 Precision stock on there, B5 grip, great stock and grip. The optics, it needed, the requirement were for backup iron sights. There wasn't like an optic requirement. It was kind of separated. So I have a loophole on here just because it's a good LPVO, good general purpose optic. Flip-up iron sights. I needed a suppressor as well, so we got a Lahar 30 on there. And I believe those were all kind of the major call-outs for it. It was just kind of like, fit this mold, and then this is kind of was our solution we came up with.
Right, sure. Briefly about the Lahar 30. Everybody, if they've been watching TFBTV, they've seen this a couple of times. Yeah. We had a SHOT Show, we had a TriggerCon. We're going to have another video on it. So briefly, what do we have? This is your suppressor that you make here.
Yep, our suppressor, we make it in-house. This actually kind of was cool because this kind of was a prototype when this was being done. So some people kind of got to see it early before it was properly announced, which was really cool. It's fully welded 30 caliber suppressor, has an Inconel blast baffle, 17.4 stainless construction everywhere else, laser welded. It's a super durable suppressor, has no minimum barrel length, full auto rating. So obviously when you get into a full power rifle cartridge like this and it's full auto, you want something that'll hold up to that, and this can is more than capable.
Proof barrel. A lot of people out there, TFBTV, are familiar with Proof. I mean, they're the famous barrel manufacturer, but let's say they're not. What's so great about this barrel?
Proof does good barrels. This one's carbon fiber wrapped, and like I said, we selected it for weight savings. So that carbon fiber was a big piece of that. That's kind of why we selected them. We're like, how can we get a lightweight barrel and partner
because
with
you guys make your own barrels.
Yeah, we make our own barrels.
And they're great barrels, but you guys don't do anything.
We don't do carbon fiber. So it was like, who does carbon fiber that also produces really good accurate barrels? And Proof was a no-brainer for that.
And you've got the R1 handguard?
That's actually going to be our enhanced.
Okay.
So yeah, you get the direct mounting to the upper receiver, which is really good for accuracy. You get more of a true free float. You're not actually attaching the handguard to the barrel nut, it's attaching to the upper. It's kind of like a hybrid between a traditional upper receiver and like monolithic.
Sure. So what does that mean for me as like a casual shooter? Why do I care about that?
Yeah, so A, it's pretty rigid. B, it kind of gives you more accuracy benefit. You get your free float benefit normally that everyone's kind of familiar with, and this takes it kind of an extra step to where you're actually removing that handguard from the barrel nut altogether, and it attaches directly to the upper receiver forging, so you get a more rigid package overall.
And you guys don't make usually an AMB lower, correct?
No.
Yeah, so this had to have been a bit of a challenge then to do this.
Yeah, it was actually like we were super time constraint on it. We had to like solve for this pretty quickly. It was kind of something like, oh, let's go for it. So we had to like engineer, develop, test in-house our own AMB, M5 receiver in a relatively short period of time. So it was kind of burning the midnight oil to get it done, but we got something.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, and it works great. So we've been happy for it. It's kind of a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come.
I was about to say. I mean, of course, you're going to head me off at the pass, but I have to ask, is that something that's going to be available, to your market? And I imagine if you guys have done it once, you're going to do it twice.
Perhaps.
So okay, yeah, sure, perhaps, right, got it. What do we go with as far as trigger? Just standard GI, or did you put something special in here?
I believe that one is. I can't remember what we did on that one. The Geisley, yeah, it's one of the Geisley full autos.
Okay,
yeah,
all right, yeah, the
super select fire.
Yeah. That's what it is. Then B5 furniture. I've actually never seen this B5 Precision stock, but this is kind of neat.
Yeah, it's nice because you actually get to maintain the collapsible function of a stock. You're not locked into like a fixed stock that is kind of adjustable. It actually has the collapsible feature and it is adjustable. Something else from an engineering perspective that was kind of unique on this too was actually the auto steer function. That's unique to this. It's not like you don't take an AR-15 auto steer and drop it. We actually had to develop the the full auto components for that as well.
Okay.
Which obviously we can't show, but
I was about to say. I mean, you just check the description, guys. Kirk's instructions on how to make your M5 full auto will be down there. Compliments of Aero.
Oh yeah.
If you have any problems, just blame Aero. We've got the breech charging handle.
Breech charging handle.
I just saw the machine. Have you seen that machine? I mean, you work here, so I imagine the answer is yes.
Once or twice.
I mean, dude, that thing blew my mind.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, it was just like assembling. It fully assembled a charging handle. In my mind, it's just like a bunch of people like sitting there doing it and hammering stuff like little elves.
No. We have one little elf, and it's a robot.
It's a freaking robot. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like Skynet shit. So, in any event, I imagine you guys are not going to offer this in this package to the commercial market.
This package, unfortunately, we can't. This is.
I mean, even without full auto.
Without the full auto.
Yeah. Even semi-auto, no chance.
Our AR-10 product line very specifically is kind of catered to the builder, so not really. This is something you could build. You would just need 16.6 enhanced handguard, or M5E1 upper receiver, M5 lower. We don't have the ambi yet. So,
right.
So you can get something pretty close to this. I actually have a personal M5 that's pretty close to this that I use for precision shooting, and this is actually a really good overall setup, I would say, for someone who's looking for more of like a DMR type rifle with it shoots a full power rifle cartridge. So
you have your own range here, which is, by the way, really like you could eat it off the floor in that place. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Have you taken this out to that range and actually tested accuracy on it?
Yeah, we've tested accuracy on this one. Like I said, the barrel, it's a quality barrel. The rest of the components are all quality, so they shoot good with match ammo. You can get sub into that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I would think so. But Kirk, I really got to say thank you for agreeing to, I just saw this when I was back here. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. We definitely have to get on camera.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. We're bringing you more from Aero. Take care.